It's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing of my waist and the joy in my feet. I am woman confidently. Confident woman, that's me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I am woman, confidently. Confident woman, that's me. Hi, welcome back to another video. And if you're new here, I'm Freely Renee. So let's talk confidence. What is confidence? We hear this word confidence in this new era, and it's a word that is talked about a lot across platforms. Such words as leveling up, boss babe, or that girl, the it girl. So there's a lot of talk about confidence. But what is it exactly? Is it something that you do in your self-care? Is it something that you do? Is it something that you do that is pretty regular, or is it some type of fad that you hear it a lot, and so now everybody is on this kick of leveling up and becoming the best version of yourself? So what is that exactly? People sometimes get the misconception of what true confidence really is. So confidence is something that you exude. It's a behavior and a pattern that is a consistent habit. It's building consistency and relying on yourself. It's really about going within yourself and really healing the things that kind of kept you back from being the best version, or being your true self, kept you back from being your true self. So let's talk about what confidence is not. Sometimes people can think that arrogance is the same thing as confidence, but those are two different things, and they are not the same. Confidence is basically when you go within and you have a sense of self, and you rely on yourself and your intuition to guide you. It's trusting and believing in yourself. Whereas arrogance is something that is ego-driven. It's something that you kind of put on. You kind of fake it until you make it type of thing. It's something that you put on, and something that you portray yourself as, but really you don't live that lifestyle, or that you don't really fully believe it or live it on a daily basis. It's something that you just kind of put on and take off as you will. So that is the difference between arrogance and confidence. Those are two different things. So when we talk about confidence, it's having a sense of security. I know for me, security wasn't really, for me, I grew up in a home where both parents were very involved in my life, and I had a great upbringing. But sometimes when you're in an environment, whether it's in your home or like just the area that you grew up within, sometimes it's not security doesn't feel as safe as it should be. Meaning that when you go to school or you go to different places, you don't really feel secure within yourself. You don't feel like the environment is safer enough for you to kind of be the person that you always felt that you were, or that you want to be. And so that's something that I kind of grew up in. It's something that, my environments that I was in. So certain areas, locations, or certain places that I were didn't allow me to be secure or to feel safe enough to be able to express who I was. And so I grew up kind of confused about this word security. And security is something that you security is something that you value. It's something that you hold dear to your heart. It's a safe place. It's a place where you can go and you can be who you are, let your hair down, and not have to worry. It's just carefree. It's something that's non-stressful. It's a peaceful place. And whatever place that is for you, some that could be their home, some could be the library, some can be, being creative in art and dancing. Those are a place of security. And when we don't have those things in place to kind of guide us and to kind of build us, or as a form of a building block, then it could be hard to have a sense of confidence in that sense. So it's very important to have a safe place and a place of security. And building that place or having that place is very vital for your self-growth and for confidence. Sometimes when we don't feel like we have a safe place to go to, we kind of fight against the grain. We kind of fight ourselves. We fight within ourselves to have control. And control can be something that could be very misplaced in a lot of different things. Sometimes you can misplace the control that you don't, the lack of control that you don't have within yourself. You could place that within others, trying to control or manipulate certain places or things. Those are the things that can become dangerous when we don't have a sense of security. So really having self-control and security kind of goes hand in hand, because when you don't feel like you have control within, you try to control everything outside of you to kind of give you that sense of self-control. But it's kind of false. And within that itself can breed arrogance and a lot of ego that comes into play when we don't know how to properly gain security and trust within our own self. So we talked about confidence being a secure place and that confidence being a security blanket. So how do I gain trust within that? How do I be able to trust myself enough to be able to be secure? So you do this by going within. The only way that you're going to be able to trust yourself is to be able to hear the guidance from within. Follow your intuitions. Follow what works best for you. A lot of times it's easy. We have so much outside noise and we have so much going on, outside of us, that it's hard for us to sit still for a moment and kind of go within to be able to hear ourselves or to be able to hear what's best for us. And sometimes we take advice from other people that we have that we should not be taking advice from at all. And so by always going to people and asking people, what should I do? Or being very undecisive kind of breeds you not to be able to trust yourself or to be able to know what's really good for you, because you're always going outside, to friends or to family to try to figure out what's best for you, when really the only person that really knows what's best for you is yourself. And so it's very important for you to kind of allow yourself the space to sit still and kind of be in the moment of whatever it is that you're going through or whatever it is that you're dealing with, and just kind of sitting with that emotion. A lot of times we take our feelings and we kind of stuff them, or we kind of like put it on the back shelf and pretend like it doesn't exist. But later on it comes up to resurface, and at a later time you have to revisit it anyway. So in order to deal with it properly, it's just to sit down and kind of allow yourself to go through those emotions, good, bad, or indifferent. So that's one of the ways that you're able to trust yourself, is to really just kind of allow yourself the space to be able to do that. Another thing that I do for being able to really build trust within myself is being consistent. So for example, what that looks like is if I had set a time for me to work out, and I said to myself that I'm going to work out 2 to 3 times a week, then I make sure that I set up parameters so that I can go ahead and be consistent in that. And that's another way to build trust, is to really just set a goal for yourself, set a standard for yourself, and then stick with that. If you're constantly going back and forth with the decision that you make, you can never build that that ability to trust yourself. And that's important, is to be consistent, stick to the decisions that you make. If you make a decision, stick with it, and allow your space to trust your intuition. Intuition is such a big thing. Intuition is something that is given to, is a God-given thing to everyone. Everyone has tuition, but especially women. Women have so much within them to be able to know when things aren't right. And this is because women are so in touch with their emotions and their feelings. And it's just a God-given thing for women to be able to go within, to tap into her feelings. Whether this has something to do with, giving birth, being able to bear children, we have to be able to pick up on those cues. And so feelings and emotions are there to kind of give you cues and kind of set you up to guide you in a direction. And so it's important for you to be able to tap into that and tap into your intuition and really trust it. Trust that it's guiding you in the right direction. So another thing is, how do you maintain trust within a negative environment? So we talked about going within, trusting your intuition, making decisions, trusting yourself, being secure. So we talked about those things. So I know earlier I talked about being in a negative environment and how it wasn't conducive for me feeling safe. How do we maintain trust when we're in a negative environment? Environments play a huge role in confidence in shaping who you are. So whether it's you're in a location that you're in your family and your family is not very positive, or whether you're in a state or a location that you can't move your environments or your location. So how do you maintain that trust, or how do you maintain that confidence within that? So what I do to maintain my own security is I allow myself space. I allow myself space within my room, or you can go into, go outside and into nature. Those are ways to escape. So you find a area where you can escape to that brings you peace. And that looks like a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It could be the bathroom. It can be their closet. It can be their room. It could be, taking long walks in nature, hiking, exercising. Whatever it is that space looks like for you, find that space and that so that you can allow yourself to have time to have good thoughts, to be able to reprogram your thoughts into positive thinking. And one of the things that I do for myself, one of the things that I do is I journal. I love writing and I love journaling. I know in my younger years, I've never really liked English class, and I just thought it didn't make sense. Like, I just didn't like it. And so, but now I find that writing and just getting your emotions and your feelings out helps me to be able to process it a little bit better. Because sometimes when you keep it stuffed inside for so long, it gets mixed up and it just gets all jumbled up in your head, and it causes problems in the long run of just added stress and things that you don't want in your life. So for me, I find a quiet space and I write all my feelings down and my emotions, and I just journal it. And then once I get it out on paper, I kind of look it over, and then sometimes I either put it aside for, to kind of deal with at a later date, or I just kind of, sit with it, and I kind of go through questions in my head and see if I can, kind of solve those things that I had in my mind. So I do that, and then another thing that I enjoy doing is I love drawing. Drawing has been something that I feel like drawing and just really painting has been kind of a lost art. With social media being out there and technology growing, I feel like art is now done so much online where sometimes we forget to use the importance of and the beauty of our hands. Being able to just get dirty with our hands and just kind of like put paint to paintbrush and just kind of, paint on a canvas. That kind of helps me to, be free or to feel free and to, bring my reminiscence of my childhood back. I feel very childlike when I paint. And I think that's something that's very important, is being childlike and remembering to laugh and not take things so serious. And I feel like art has really done that for me. Painting and drawing has really done that for me, is to get myself out of my head and just kind of, just be. I just find it so freeing to be able to just, not have to think for a while or not have to think at all. And so painting has really done that for me. My journaling today, I'll read you one of my inserts that I wrote in my journal. And maybe this will help somebody, and maybe this won't, but I feel like I want to share this with you guys. Being grateful. Today I am grateful for being alive and going for what I enjoy out of life. Today I choose to focus on the good and to take every day with kindness and grace. I don't have to worry about what today brings, but to be grateful in the moments, to be surrounded by beauty and around the people I love. Today and every day is a wonder, and I treat it with much gentleness and with humility. Loving life, Renee. Listen to that still small voice that's pushing you and moving you forward in the right direction. That's moving you forward into positive light and thinking. Move forward only when you have a sense of clarity and a sense of peace. A sense of peace of knowing what you want and what direction you want to take. Don't deviate from that plan. Trust that the decision that you made is the right decision for you. Don't care what other people think about what your decisions is for you. Only you know what's best for you and no one else. Know that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay for you to be quirky. It's okay for you to be goofy. It's okay for you to be however you want to be. So as long as it's not hurting or harming another person. Know that you're in control of you. Know that whatever situation that you're going through is only temporal, and that you can make it out of whatever bad decisions or bad choices that you have made. And as long as you are living, you have a chance to do it over again. I am Freely Renee, and until next time, bye.